Here we go. Well, welcome everyone. Yeah, let me put in my playlist actually. I'll put it into the chat. Yeah, I call it Hacker on the Beach because it's inspired by Hack the Box and CCDC tryouts. This is the music I listen to while waiting for injects to come in. All right, it's 12:05, so we should get started. Turn off the music, maybe play it later at a upcoming workshop near you. All right, so hi everyone, welcome to Swift. The sign-in links on the right here. Welcome to our first meeting. I'm very excited to have all of you, and let's get started. So, welcome to Swift. This is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about the eBoard, meet the eBoard, talk about what Swift is, what we do, what topics we cover, etc. Some frequently asked questions, and lastly, ways that you could connect with us. So first of all, let's meet the eBoard. So I'm Taylor Wynn. I'm the president. I like to shoot arrows in my free time and do archery, and of course, listen to music. My Discord tag is over here. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up here.
Yes. My name is Alex. I am the VP of Ops this semester and this year at Swift. My job is essentially to help maintain all the operations that we have going, which is a lot of different cool stuff that we're going to talk about later today. And in my free time, I like to do some hackery, some sports, be it running or swimming, or jujitsu/martial arts when it's allowed by health recommendations and restrictions. But that's about it. My tag is no security, and my blog is nosecurity.blog. But I'm sure you already knew that. So.
Hi everyone, my name's Jess. Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Awesome. Hi, my name is Jess. I'm the VP of Administration. I basically oversee all of the administrative affairs and tasks that we have going on. In my free time, I like to chill out with my cats and eat French fries. And then my Discord is milk tea, like the boba. Yay. Nice meeting you all.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robinson. I'm the director of Swift Labs for this semester, and in my free time, I like to think that I'm a D1 hooper.
Oh.
Gabe, are you speaking? We can't hear you.
I was accidentally muted. I bet. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Gabriel. I am the director of Swift Academy. In my free time, I like to play like Valorant and stuff. Also like to do security competitions with the legendary No Security himself. And yeah, thank you all for your very nice comments.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alejandro Rivera, and I'm the Director of Logistics. Let me turn on my camera. I'm not actually a dog. Oh, here you go. So I like to watch anime, read some manga. I actually play Rocket League. So if you play Rocket League, please hit me up because I need a partner. And yeah, that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Dylan, and I'm a technical assistant, and I like doing automation and all those sorts of things. If you see later on in the semester, I'll have a workshop for that, and then also check out the student data center as well, because I'm managing that, and I definitely want to get everyone involved, no matter what background you have. So. Feel free to message me if you have any questions about that too.
Hello, everyone. My name is Luis. I am one of the technical assistants for Swift. I pretty much work with the whole board here and under Alex, helping out with the different workshops and whatnot. On my free time, I like to play thrash metal, and I play in a thrash metal band. So to my metalheads out there, ooh, yeah.
Hey, I'm Lawrence. I'm also a technical assistant, and I got into cybersecurity relatively late, so I'm still not exactly sure what I like, but I do like doing easy boxes on Hack the Box. Aside from cybersecurity, I do play a lot of piano, and stay tuned on Friday because Luis and I are going to be hosting a workshop on virtual machines, so stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Angela. I'm also one of the team members in ops. During my free time, I like to try new foods and I play volleyball even though I'm 5'1".
I'm Justin. I'm also another one of the technical assistants. I like doing more of the offensive security side of cybersecurity, and yeah.
So I don't think Wendy's here, but she is our director of marketing. She's the one in charge of handling all the marketing things for Swift, and her Discord is over here if you have any questions.
Okay, hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm Director of Outreach. So all of our Swift emails come through me. So feel free to let me know if there's any issues with that. And in my free time, I just like trying ridiculously overpriced coffee.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Felipe Seves. I'm the treasurer for Swift. In my free time, I just like to do anything that's being active, whether play Dance Revolution, Beat Saber, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, roller skating, anything. I'm an open-minded person. Life has a lot of experience, and I'm there to experience it all.
Hello, everyone. I'm Emily, and I am the social media coordinator. So I'm in charge of all the social media activity. And in my free time, I enjoy listening to music, hanging out with friends and family, and trying new food places.
I don't think Jessica's here, but Jessica's our conference chair. She's going to be the one leading the main conference that we host, which is Tech Symposium, which is in the spring semester. And she also does a lot of cybersecurity stuff. So her Discord tag is over there as well.
Hey guys, my name's Aaron. I'm an administrative assistant and senior at Cal Poly. In my free time, I like to watch movies and play Valorant. So if you guys are ever up for a game, let me know. Yeah.
Ramsey, you good? At Ramsey. Okay, so I'm not sure where Ramsey is, but she's also our admin assistant. Pretty cool person to talk to. Really, 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 really helpful. Her Discord tags over there. Want to talk to her? She's open to anything. But let's get started with the next thing in mind. Oh wait, just kidding. We have more admin people.
What's up, guys? My name is Melvin. I'm the graphics designer for Swift. I'm a fourth year, and in my free time, I like to create like Photoshop composites, as well as play Warzone. I do play a little bit of Rocket League, not that good, and Valorant as well, but I'm trying to get better at that stuff. Yeah.
And last but not least, we have Maimuna, who's our webmaster. I think she's going into the app development side of cybersecurity. So any questions with an application development, she is your go-to person for that. All right, so let's go into what exactly is Swift. So we stand for Students with an Interest in the Future of Technology. And we basically have 3 domains that we focus our meetings and workshops towards. Cybersecurity, where you can learn both about hacking and defending and everything in between. We also do computer networking, and you get to learn about networking from people that are certified with certs in Swift. So that's really cool. And we also work a little bit in system administration. So if you want to get more knowledgeable about Linux and Windows server, then we got you covered. I hand it over to Gabe to talk about the general meetings and workshops.
Thank you, Taylor. So going forward, every Tuesday during your hour, which is 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., we'll be having our general meetings, which is where we usually have like our lecture style or guest speakers meetings, and we will be focusing primarily on like covering certain topics like in the past we've done pen testing, cloud computing, CTF, exploiting, blah, 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 blah. And we are kind of help you guys learn some really cool like hot tech skills that you can like put on your resume or just be introduced to so you can learn it more in depth or just discover certain things that you might not have considered in the, before. And also noted here, we have some very special past guest speakers. Sometimes we'll have those and we'll be having them these meetings every week. So make sure you guys come and learn as much as you can. Now for workshops, these are hosted every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. These focus a lot more on getting your hands dirty and getting actual hands-on experience with whatever we usually cover on Tuesday. So these are not going to be as much focused on like slideshow presentation or just like dictation. These are definitely going to be, if you're more of a hands-on learner, you're going to really love these activities. We've got a lot of them planned, and this Friday will be our first workshop, and we'll have it on virtual machine. So if you've never touched a virtual machine or know what an image is, you'll learn all about that. And this is our meeting workshop schedule. It's subject to change, may not 100% be finalized, but this is what we're planning. Next week, we're going to be covering, Linux basics if you've never used it before. And then the following week, we will be doing like basics to networking and those kinds of like computer networking skills, as opposed to like, LinkedIn connections. This is actually going to be like IPs and how NAT works, stuff like that. And for the rest of the meeting schedule, it's just going to be pretty much what you see on screen. If you go to the next slide. One thing I do want to point out, especially, is in October, we're going to be having a red versus blue event. If you've never heard of that, that's basically going to be a scenario where you would participate as the blue team or the defending team, and you try to secure a network as best as you can while actively getting attacked by a red team hosted by the Swift and potentially guest attackers as well, guest red team. And it's going to be a really great experience. We'll finalize the details later on, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew about that. It's going to be really, really good to improve your technical skills and just, use everything that you've learned. As we round out the semester, we're going to be covering some stuff like intro to pen testing, ICS security. We might have like a little capture the flag event, as well as teaching you guys how to set up your own custom blog so you can, post about the things that you've learned during the semester, as well as personal projects and other personal interests.
All
right, everybody.
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
Here's Robinson. Handing it off to Robinson.
Yeah, so I'm director of Swift Labs for this semester, and I really like this role because you have a lot of reach within different areas in Swift. So one of the most important ones is I have to keep relationships with organizations Swift is affiliated with, and the three top ones are with MEP. On the engineering side, it's maximizing engineering potential. It's a club for engineers on campus. We have a cybersecurity awareness fair every year, and in the past, Swift has attended the SoCal Linux Expo, Scale for short, and hosted the CTF there. So for MEP, Swift creates the Minecraft server and hosts it for them to have their year-long competition. And for cybersecurity, that's CSAF for short. We also, I have a big team with me this semester, and we are working on a phishing demo. So be on the lookout for that. And outside of those external things, I'm also responsible for a few internal things. They're more loose in structure. I'm not like directly responsible for any of these, but I do get to work with a lot of technology relating to infrastructure, virtualization, cloud stuff. And as Gabe mentioned, like some of these workshops, I'll be hosting them for that week. And yeah, be on the lookout for cool stuff from Swift. And if y'all are interested in any of these things, please join our Eboard, because as part of Swift Labs, I get to work very closely with a large team, and I'm very happy to see the progress that my team has made over this past summer.
Yeah, we've been working pretty hard to come up with cool things, so stay tuned for all of those. All right, now moving on to frequently asked questions. I'm going to hand it to Alex to answer a few of them.
Oh yeah, thank you, Taylor. So the first question that we receive a lot is, what is the difference between Swift, Fast, and Missa, and .script or any other CS/CIS club? Because as an outsider or a new person coming into Cal Poly, you would think that this is all CIS or CS majors, and I can be attending all three, or it's like pick and choose, as in what color you like more. But it is actually a very big difference between the clubs. Although we do have similar majors, similar interests, and we are all interested in technology, we actually do very different things. And there's important differences that there are between Swift and Fast and Missa and .script. To start off, all four clubs and other CIS and CS clubs are actually really awesome. And there's something special about every single one. To give you an idea, for example, Swift is probably the most technically focused club out of the CIS and CS classes that we have right here. And that is because we're very competitive. We have competitions going on every year that we go to. We have a team. Well, there's a team that is affiliated with Swift and sponsored by Swift for the CCDC competition and for the CPTC competition. It's very big known competitions that are for cyber defense and penetration testing or ethical hacking. And we go there every year. We do really well. And we then bring that technical expertise from different competitions to teach to everybody. So our biggest focus is teaching and giving technical skills. And Missa, for example, is also a CIS club, but they are focused on the business side of technology and CIS. And what they do is a lot of data analytics, a lot of networking, a lot of soft skills type of work, things that might not necessarily directly apply to technical hands-on cybersecurity work, but they're absolutely still very interested in cybersecurity and technology and CIS in general. And FAST is also very interested in cybersecurity. They are a cybersecurity and forensics club. They are a little more on the side of forensics, and the biggest difference probably between Swift and Fast is the different vectors that I'd say we have. Because Fast, for example, has very good connections in the government and public sector. They have a lot of connections in the three-letter agencies. So if you're interested in working for a government position in security, then Fast is really good to check out. We also have a lot of connections in the government and public sector, but we are leaning more on the public or on the private sector side. And for Swift, what we actually have is there's so many people that are ex-Swift in the biggest security firms that you know. So if you know CrowdStrike is probably the #1 biggest cybersecurity consultancy firm. And we actually have a lot of CIS, CVP, Swift alumni in there. And the very first intern that was interning for security at CrowdStrike was actually a CPP alumni. So they went on to do such a good job that CrowdStrike made it an annual thing, and now just our previous club president is actually now there as a full-time consultant, and we also have a few people from our current year going in there to consult. And then another really big company that you probably heard of, FireEye/Mandiant, they're also full of Swift alumni. And in fact, the LA office for the red team or the penetration testing team or the ethical hacking team, however you'd like to call it, it's all Swift and Cal Poly alumni. So we have really, really big connections in the private sector. We're very focused on giving you technical skills and teaching, essentially, bringing back what we've learned at competitions and then giving it back to the community. And Fast and Missa and .script are all very unique in their own ways. And Script is actually being restored and revived after being away for a year, and they're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff as well. And we've mentioned that we bring these skills and experience that we get in competitions to teach. And obviously the obvious question here is, do you need to know anything before you start? And the answer is absolutely not. We're going to teach you from the very, very basics. We want to make sure that we don't just cater to people who already know something. We want to make sure that everybody, regardless of the skill level, can get something away. So we're going to have workshops and lectures all in a sequence that is going to bring you up from the basics of Linux to the basics of networking to penetration testing and incident response and hacking industrial control systems and so much more. We are going to make sure that whatever level you start from, whether you're already experienced or whether you're totally new, we're going to give you enough information. And for those of you who are more experienced, fear not, we're not going to bore you with the very, very basics. We're going to make sure that if we teach the fundamentals, they're going to be applicable and useful to everybody, even of an experienced level.
Yeah, another thing I want to mention is like putting Swift on your resume. So when you go into like a job interview, you have Swift on your resume. They're going to ask you like, what you do in Swift. I heard about Swift. You do like lots of technical things. That's really cool. And what you can say is like, I can do, A, B, C. I've done Splunk. I've done networking. I've used VMs and configured Linux and things like that. Those hard skills, hard hands-on and practical skills are what we want to give you from the ground up through our meetings and workshops. So once again, no prior knowledge is required. We start from the basics and we build on those basics so that you can walk away with those hands-on practical skills. All right, next question. Are there going to be any in-person meetings? At this time, unfortunately not, because COVID guidelines disallow us to have indoor events. We could have outdoor events, and we may have one within the semester or the year. But due to the nature of us being like a cybersecurity club, we adapted pretty well with online meetings. But we are still keeping updated with the school guidelines and going to make note of any changes that might happen, because changes can happen all the time at any moment. So we'll keep you updated for that, and we'll send an announcement once we get a formal announcement from the school about in-person meetings. But for now, it's all going to be remote. Unfortunately, I really want to see you guys in person and have like meetings in person, but COVID guidelines and like the Delta variant, all that stuff, it's kind of hard to say at the moment. Yeah, a lot of us are going to be on campus Mondays and Wednesdays anyways for classes. So if you want to hit us up, then we're probably going to be in the library basically the whole time. How do I become a member? So this question I get asked a lot, Swift membership, how do I become a member? Is there anything I have to do? I would say the only thing you need to do is join the Discord. Once you're in the Discord, you're a member of Swift. We have our meetings and workshops open for everyone. There's no like paywall to get into the meetings and workshops. We believe that this education and like learning experience should be free and accessible for everyone. So we have our meetings, we have our workshops, and they're open for everyone. But we also do have a paid membership. If you've heard from others or from last year, that we do have a paid membership. Your question might be, how do you become a paid member? And in order to do that, I have the answer for you right here. And some of the benefits that you get from being a paid member is really cool swag. You get lots of t-shirts, lots of stickers. We give out webcam covers as well. I know some Swift Eboard already has some of those. Throughout various workshops and general meetings, we might do giveaways and prizes. Oh yeah, Alex just showed his freaking pop socket. That's pretty nice. another cool benefit of being a member, a paid member. But yeah, we do giveaways every now and then, and we got like pretty cool Raspberry Pis to play around with. So in order to qualify for a giveaway, you need to become a paid member. And we also give up prizes for certain CTF competitions and events, and there's a lot more. In terms of building up your skills, we have a mentorship program that's upcoming, certification reimbursement if you want to sort of get some reimbursement for the amount of money that you're paying for a cert. And still to be determined. We got to work out the logistics for that, but we will get that ready and up hopefully by this semester. And last but not least, well, not last but not least, but last on the list is RVV, and this is our first time bringing it into the Swift environment and the college environment, because we used to have RVV for high school students when they're training for Cyber Patriot, and we want to bring that experience into Swift and maybe other clubs as well, because we believe that it's a really great learning opportunity for both the people competing and the people setting up the environment. But because this is our first time doing it, we want to keep it as like a beta testing. And if you're a paid member, then you get to be part of that. In order to register or become a paid member, the link is right there in the bottom. It's $20 a semester, or if you want to purchase one for both semesters, it'll be $35. And yeah, that's to become a paid member. Just hit up the link and you should be good to go. And last but not least, how you can connect with us. So these are our three main methods of communication. Discord's probably the best one and the most active one. Go into this link. Go inside, put some roles on your name, and just chat with us. It'll be pretty nice to get to know you and introduce yourselves. We have lots of really cool stuff in there. Our Instagram is at Cowboy Swift. That's where we post a lot of our announcements, all the things that we do, and we also shout out other clubs as well, so that's pretty nice. And My Bar. My Bar is a campus sort of platform to manage clubs, and this is where we can track membership. We're gonna put up events on there and lots of really other cool stuff. So in order to get involved and connect with us, these are our three main ways. I think that's about it. Does anyone have any questions for any of us?
Okay.
So meeting always on Tuesday during U hour. Yep, our Swift general meetings are at U hour from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. and our Friday workshops are from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Will the Friday workshops, will that be all on Zoom, and will the link be posted on the Discord?
Yeah, we're going to send out announcements for every workshop that we do. We're also going to report them as well, so that if you happen to miss one, then you can always go back and review the content. For the workshops, do you need to install anything? Depending on which workshop you go into, some of them might require you to install stuff and do things on your own machine. I think for virtual machines, you'll probably need to do one, but the details will be posted in an announcement that we make for that specific workshop or event.
Hey, Taylor, could I expand on the red versus blue thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought it would be great to tell you about what it is in a little bit of a more detailed sense. And as Taylor mentioned, something that we do as Swift, and we involve the different competition teams and sometimes people from other clubs as well. What we do is every spring there's a national level of the Cyber Patriot competition, and we help out a few of the local high schools and middle school teams that go to the national level of Cyber Patriot. And as you can imagine, those students are pretty high level, and we make sure to train them and prepare them as much as we can for the red team that they will see at the national level. So what we provide to them is, you can think of it this way: you have a team of a few people, and then we give you an environment with a few virtual machines that are misconfigured or otherwise horrifically broken, and it might be it might be 2 or 3, or it might be up to 8, for example, is what we had earlier this year. And 8 virtual machines all with services that need to be kept up. So you can think of, databases, websites, domain name resolution, something or other, some business critical services that need to be maintained at the same time as they're protecting against their red team. And the red team is essentially just an advanced persistent threat that is constantly trying to get into your environment, and it's constantly trying to take advantage of the different vulnerabilities that are on those systems. And that's a really fun environment. That's a really fun event for everybody involved, because if you're the one setting it up, and that is pretty much all of Swift Eboard plus some of the people that we involved from the teams, then what we get is we make these systems, we research vulnerabilities, we add those vulnerabilities, we put vulnerable services on them, and we then set up the infrastructure for it. And it is a lot of work. We spend so much time on it, but in the end, what you get is a great product that is that just elevates the technical level of everybody who's involved with that. And it's a big logistical project as well. You get a lot of organization skills. So even the people on admin who maybe are participating less in the technical side of things, they still have to do a lot on the logistics side to get everybody on the environment and to get everybody involved. And that is a lot of really good practice for your organizational and leadership skills. And then obviously, if you're the competitor, which if you're going to become a paid member, you will be, or a person who's going to be on that environment defending, then what you get is a huge benefit of actually seeing how a real attacker is going to attack you. And it's a unique experience that you're not going to get anywhere else unless you go to an internship somewhere where you can deal with a real ongoing incident as a part of the IR team, which is rare to say the least. You're not going to see any of that anywhere else. And so the unique experience you're going to get is we're going to give you access. We're going to give you a few teammates, or it might be individual. We're still figuring that out. But the thing is, you're going to get access to these virtual machines. You're going to have to protect them. And you're also going to be triaging and solving and responding to incidents as they come up. We're going to be creating incidents for you. We're going to make sure to keep you on the toes, taking down your services and locking you out of your accounts. We actually had a very similar event this last weekend. You can ask some of the people who tried out for the CCDC team. As you can see, Dylan still has flashbacks of that, but it was a really fun event where we had exactly the same model that we were going to bring to everybody in Swift. And what that was is people had access to boxes. We were the red team, so myself, Taylor was helping out on the ops side. There were a few other folks who were helping out on the red team, such as Gabe and Robinson and Nathan, and actually a few of the alumni who work now at FireEye. And what we did was we broke into those systems, we misconfigured them, we put malware on them, and was just we were having fun with the environment, and the folks protecting those systems were also having fun. So that's something that we do every year. We had so much experience with that this February when we were setting up for the high school teams and middle school teams. And we also had extra experience of setting it up for our community of the CCDC people who were trying out last weekend. And we're going to make sure to bring that to everybody else, hopefully next semester or next year, as soon as we can get it flushed out. And you might know that NISA has an ITC, which is a competition that they hold every year. This is our vision. We want to have like a competition or a very unique lab that you can see every semester or every year at Swift. And if you are a paid member for this year and this semester, you're going to have an opportunity to participate in that. And we hope that it's going to be pretty exciting, because it's a very unique experience that you're not going to see anywhere at Cal Poly or elsewhere unless you go to competitions that we go to.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. I think the best part about the RVB is like the feedback that you get. I think for like the CCDC competitors and the tryouts, learning about what happened after the fact is like probably the best part of learning. In like an incident response kind of cycle, the last part, the lessons learned part, it's the most important, because that's where you see what you did good and you see what you did not so good, but you learn from those mistakes. And especially when you're in the act of doing those, it's all about the learn by doing experience.
Oh, by the way, I could also add to the learn by doing, because I know that Gabe touched on the workshops and meetings part of Swift, and that is we call it Swift Academy. So the kind of workshops that we do on Fridays, they're typically supplement and to really solidify the knowledge that you gain from our general meetings. So if you come on Tuesday, then we might teach you something really interesting like Linux or mobile hacking or industrial control systems, whatever we might teach that week. We are then going to give you an opportunity to put those skills to practice on Friday. And if you also work, because we know that many people work or doing internships, Friday, the time that we picked out is specifically for that, so that people who work during the week and cannot make it to our general meetings can also come in and learn on Fridays. So what those workshops are like is we get you systems, we get you labs, and we either put you in teams or we let you follow along as we do something. But those can really vary from everything really. We did setting up Docker containers. We did hacking mobile applications. Last year, I think it was actually probably the highlight for me. Something that we did was Silas, who was our president last year and now an alumni at CrowdStrike, he brought in an image and he brought us files of a vulnerable web application that I believe he worked on. And we were together working on that, trying to solve the vulnerabilities in it, trying to exploit them. And there's also, there's a lot of different workshop teams that we do. And even something that we hope we can bring, for example, that we brought to CCDC folks was we did troubleshooting labs. So one time a few weeks back, Taylor, myself, and Gabe, and Nathan, and Robinson, so all the people involved with the CCDC team, what we did was we created virtual machines, and we broke them horrifically. So if you think about that, that is disabling internet, putting in proxies, and just breaking them as much as we can, and then we give it to everybody and ask them to solve them, to fix them, to troubleshoot the issues that we put in, and to eventually hit google.com. And that was a ton of fun because we had a lot of fun misconfiguring the boxes. And then the sequel to that was even greater because we actually gave those VMs to people and we said, okay, now it's your turn to misconfigure them. And as the people misconfigured them, they after that traded that in between the teams. So, team one made their boxes, misconfigured them, gave it to team two gave it to team one, and they would try and solve each other's boxes. And it was really, really fun to see how competitive it got and how much people were creative with the issues and misconfigurations that they're putting in.
Yeah, I guess like all those things that we've done in the past for competitions and stuff, that's stuff that we want to bring into Swift. We have the, I wouldn't say luxury, but we're very lucky to have people in Swift that are also in the competitions. So I guess our main focus is because these competitions are only limited to select people because we only could have one team per school. We want to bring that competition experience into Swift and into the general CPP community so that everyone could learn, everyone could be hands-on. I am pretty happy to be able to, get all of that going on. And we have lots of really exciting things planned out for you guys.
Just to add on to what Alex and Taylor have been saying, I was super new when I first got introduced to Swift. So just in terms of a small anecdote, don't feel sorry if there's a super loud noise, but yeah, don't feel intimidated if you don't really know anything right now. Like if you don't even know what a VM is or like a box or etc. You will learn with time. And I'm a very firm believer of what you put in is what you get out. And honestly, with whatever club that you're going to be doing, I highly encourage you to be involved with the people that you're working with and the e-board, and to ask, honestly, just really ask questions. Being involved in that sense will allow you to connect with these people and gain more knowledge that way, just by proxy and stuff. So I highly, from someone who doesn't know anything, who didn't know anything when I first started and got introduced to these really cool people, I highly encourage you to just be more involved with what it is that you're going to be doing, and whether it's going to be with Swift or with any of the other clubs that are out there. Just ask questions, be involved, and make these connections, because you never know. Like when at some point, Alex might be at Mandy and he might give you a word. Obviously, you want to know who he is and what's going on and stuff. But Like that, those are career options that help you with networking and stuff too. And at the same time, it just fosters when you surround yourself with other people who are just as passionate about these subjects as you are, it opens up a whole world. Like I just had an interest in cybersecurity, but now this is like my full passion. So I just want to say that to like a lot of the people that are new, whether you're new or whether you've even like learned a lot of these concepts in and of themselves, just having those connections with other people and surrounding yourself with guys that are also passionate about that stuff really helps elevate the learning process and stuff. Because like I was in the through the CCDC and CPTC practices, and I can guarantee you, all the stuff that I learned on there, I can honestly say has transferred over to even like classes and stuff, and I'm already feeling like I know what's going on in that kind of sense. So just a quick word from me. Just don't feel intimidated. Always ask questions and just be involved, guys. It's going to be great and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're super excited to have you guys be involved.
Yeah, and actually adding on top of to what Louis said, if you are looking to be more involved in Swift, feel free to reach out to me or anybody else on Swift if you want to potentially maybe like present on something that you're really knowledgeable on. We have a little bit of a flexible schedule. So if you'd like to become a student presenter for one of our general meetings or workshops or something like that, just reach out to one of us and we'll be happy to kind of check out what would you like to present on and see if we could work you in, just so you can get some of that experience as well as participating in that Swift ecosystem.
Can I add something real quick too, Taylor?
Oh yeah, let's go. Keep it
All
going.
right, so I'm just saying what Luis also said. Swift is the place to be if you feel like you're new. Every opportunity I have or have gotten in the past was from Swift, and I've gotten an internship just because of Swift. So I can attest to everything that Luis said. And if this is something that resonates with you, I really, really encourage you guys to apply for Eboard. Luis is one of our operations members, and Swift as a whole works in a really big team. And as a team, you get to be involved in a lot of different projects. It's not tied down to anything. And because you're exposed to a lot of different projects, a lot of different operational stuff, you get a lot of experience that you can put down on a resume, and that experience is going to be way better than any school or class project that you have. And qualifications. Yeah, so the great thing about our eBoard is that anyone can apply. We're not really looking for the top qualifications or anything like that. All we ask is people who want to be involved are just have like an interest, and like we'll see that you want to do this, and that's all we're really asking for out of eBoard members. Because as Luis said, and as from me, last year I did not know anything, and in a year I became a operations team member, and from that I moved up to director of Swift Labs. So I can attest to everything that Luis said. If you feel like this is the beginning, join Swift. I promise you that Swift will like get you where you want to be at.
Also, I saw a question in chat, will there be conflicts for people who just joined for one semester? So, if you're graduating in fall, for example, Robinson is actually graduating this semester, sadly. And it is not a problem for eBoard, because if you apply, if you're involved, if you're really a big contributor to Swift, then it doesn't matter. If you can find yourself a replacement by the time that you graduate, somebody who can take up after you're graduated, then it's gonna be totally fine with us, and we're happy to see that kind of transfer of knowledge. And something that I personally want to say was something I've seen at Swift that I've never seen anybody anywhere else is that this is a mechanism that has been going on for a very long time. Swift is beyond just this year's eBoard or last year's eBoard or even the past 5 or 10 years. Swift has actually been around since the 90s. So we have nearly 3 decades of history. And no matter how far you go back, Swift is the excellency is on point, whatever year it was. So we talked about the membership the membership benefits, and one of them was the mentorship with industry professionals. I had that last year when I was a Swift member, not an Eboard. And what I was paired up with an Uber security engineer who was a Swift VP or president. He was also captain of the CCDC team 10 years ago. So he graduated, I think, 2009. But what I got from him was that no matter how far you go back, Swift is just excellent because new people come in, they learn from the people who are seniors and juniors and just upperclassmen in general who have had internships, have had competitions, and who've run Swift for a while now. And they learn from them. Then the older folks, the upperclassmen, they graduate, they go on to the industry, they get all these cool positions in the cool places. And as the people who were newer are now in their position, they're doing the same thing to the newer folks who come in after them. So they teach and they give back. And now there's also an added benefit because the previous Eboard that graduated is also helping out. And they're also now in the industry. They come back to recruit. They come back to give advice on how to get jobs. And if you apply somewhere, and for example, if a recruiter, because that was the case for me, I applied and the recruiter saw that I was connected on LinkedIn with a few of the people who are Swift alumni working there currently, and they just asked for they just asked alumni about me, and I was recommended by them. So I proceeded in the process, and this is what you have. Swift legacy, like Luis said, is super strong. People who graduated Cal Poly 10 years ago, they still know Swift, and even 20, they still know Swift, and everybody knows Swift. If you talk to recruiters and interviewers, it is a really big name. It is a really important thing to have in your resume. And the craziest thing is that this mechanism has been working for so long without fail, right? New people come in, learn, lead, teach, and then the next generation does the same, and the generation that just graduated comes back to give advice and teach us what they've learned in the industry, and to give jobs and to give networking opportunities. And this has been going on for such a very long while. And there's nothing, it's a straight up meritocracy. We make sure that the people who put in the work and are very involved, they are always Eboard. There's no favoritism or elitism in Swift. We make sure that the people who are involved get to participate and get to teach and get their networking opportunities. And everybody else who is trying to get involved, no matter what your skill level is, we're going to be here to bring you up. No matter what your skill is, if you're totally new, if you don't even know what Linux is, we're going to be here to teach you and to bring you up from no matter what your level is. So if you take away one thing from Swift is we're very welcoming. We're here for the students of all levels, of all interests, and no matter what you're interested in learning, and no matter what your level of skill and knowledge is right now, we're going to be a great opportunity for you. And we really look forward to having you be a part of our community.
Oh yeah, those are some great words, Alex, and everyone else who spoke. It's pretty awesome to be part of this bigger thing. It's kind of weird thinking about what like my position is, and we're just getting started. It's like the beginning of the year, and I felt like I've already done like a lot. But I want to say thank you for being here with us. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to make this semester and this year great for everyone. We're going to try to implement some new things to get you that hands-on, that practical experience. So once you go into those interviews, once you go into the jobs, you know what you're going to be doing and what to say and what to how to pitch yourself to recruiters and interviewers, and just get that overall hands-on experience. So you feel confident going in. But with that, the meeting, that's the end of the meeting. If anyone has any questions, you can hit us up. Our Discords are going to be on the Discord server. Our names are in red, so it's easy to see us. And yeah, that's about it. Any questions, hit us up. We're open to any questions, any help. If you want to hack the box, like ask Alex, for example. He does about hacking boxes. But yeah, I'm going to play some music again until the end of the meeting. Stop the